Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, depending on wherever you're watching from around the world. It's another episode on TALKBETA, and today I'm here with a very important personality. She's someone I so love and admire. I'm with Miss Eno Frank, a student of the University of Uyo 300 level. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Miss, you're
Thank
welcome to the
you.
show. Yeah. Okay. Today we actually are going to have an interactive session
Okay.
because there is something I like studying things conceptually. You understand? And there is this decadence that I'm seeing that's eating up, especially into the fabrics of the youth.
All right.
Yes. So when I saw that, I thought it would be necessary for us to at least deliberate on these issues and then come to a point where we can share this value to the people that will be watching us today.
Yeah.
So today we want to be discussing on the concept of social skills. And I solely believe that not everyone watching me now really understand what I'm talking about. So I would really want you to at least help us explain and expatiate these social skills that we are talking about, what it talks about, what it entails, and the rest of the stuff.
Okay. So I hope you guys are not expecting a definition,
No,
right?
well, anyhow you want to, but let's just get it.
Okay. Because let me start from my field.
Okay,
Okay. Like
okay,
what I'm studying,
okay.
right? Which is guidance and counseling. So we believe that for you to even arrive at an observation or something, or you want to share anything, right? It should be that you start from the lowest level,
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
top it just like that. So if I want to, you shouldn't assume, okay, that your audience understand.
Understands.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have to use practical terms.
Okay.
Start
Okay.
from their level of
Level. All
understanding,
right. All right.
right? So social skills to some persons it might be a big word, okay, but actually it's just those attitudes, okay, behaviors that you have that you can use, okay, to interact with people around, okay. More like you're being social. So it's
Okay.
from the word social,
Social.
right? So you know that's where people will bring in. So how about if you're an introvert or an extrovert? It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So long as you have that attitude,
All right.
right? And it's not a big thing. It could just be your smile, how you smile at people.
Wow.
It could just
Are you
be
for real right now?
yes,
Wow.
just how your compliments, okay, how you talk, okay, how you carry people along, right, how you make people feel comfortable,
Around you.
yes, around you, right. So exactly. So you could just enter into a space and everywhere is tensed,
Wow.
and that smile of yours, like
Brightens everywhere.
exactly. So that is a social skill,
Wow.
right? So even your words of encouragement, um, even your empathetic abilities too, right? They all add up to that.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like okay, so in one word, if I got you well, you social skill is simply an ability an individual possesses that
Yeah.
helps him or her to interact well
Well,
within
exact
his environment.
environment. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. But uh, but there are a lot of persons that I see,
Mm-hmm.
and then every time in their life you see their face is strong and everything they are always serious and they said they have to maintain that face and by so doing they scare people away. So should we incorporate that into into a social skill also an ability or is that really okay?
Again, I feel it's an environment something,
Okay.
if I should use that word.
Okay.
So permit me, I'm going to be using knowledge of still from
Okay.
my field of
Okay.
study,
Okay.
because guidance and counseling actually has to do with psychology,
Yeah,
perception,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that is why I actually chose the course. Okay, so talking about people who have hard face and um, who probably feel that that is the best, right? You wouldn't blame them.
Okay.
Okay, you don't blame them. Environment, right? Environment has a way of influencing your upbringing. So if you grew up in a space where your father is always harsh, right? Not even let me not use the word harsh. Okay, let's say you grew up in a home where your dad does not tolerate or give you that permission to entertain sickness,
Okay.
if I should put it that way,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So let's say a child is ill.
All
So
right.
instead of the father to be like, oh, how are you feeling and all the rest, rather the father is more like rebuking that child. You shouldn't,
Shouldn't be sick.
yeah, you shouldn't accept it and
Accept
all
that
the
you are
rest.
sick. Wow.
Exactly,
Wow.
you
Wow.
get. So that child grows up with that
That
hardness.
mindset. Yeah.
Yes. So if he has his own kids, that's how he's going to that's the same influence, except maybe he comes across a new fact of information,
Okay.
right,
Okay.
that would break down that, if I should use the word stronghold, the
Okay.
mindset, right,
Okay.
that's what levels it.
Wow.
So people who have that hard phase, you don't have to blame them, you just have to trace it to their background,
Wow.
something they've heard, you
Wow.
know. And influence, we have so many motivational speakers nowadays.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
you don't really, you can't really tell who they're listening to,
Who are
right?
they not listening to?
Who is encouraging this attitude.
Attitudes.
So it's an influence thing. Yeah.
Okay. Miss Eno,
Yes, please.
I discovered recently that basically man is a product of what he knows and what he does not know. So when I see someone act the way he or she does, it could I can tell the person, I can boldly say that this person is displaying his or her level of knowledge and his or her level of ignorance. So could you say that social skill can be taught and or it can be displayed subconsciously?
Yes, it can be displayed
Subconsciously.
subconsciously. You wouldn't know that it is social skills.
Wow.
Yes, it's not everybody that knows that, okay, this thing I'm doing, it's social skills,
Okay.
right? So let's say a football manager,
All
if
right.
I should use the word, yeah, a club manager, right? Maybe after the team has lose the game or something, right?
Mm.
You expect that he's going to go so fast, like what happened and all the rest.
You
And
guys are not supposed to lose.
exactly. And then he comes in with this, I know you guys are doing well. You get. So he has that, he has that, he's having that, okay, yeah, I know we're humans. He's bringing that human side of him.
Okay.
And of course, he's going to bring in that managerial side of him too,
Okay.
just to balance everything.
Everything up.
So most times, yeah, people can display it, and it's possible that they might feel that, okay, they might use it, you might use it positively, you might use it negatively. So I
Okay.
think all skills have the negative.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
they
Okay.
do.
Okay. So
And the positive.
okay. Having gave some detailed explanation about this thing, would you please cite some examples on
Okay.
the negative and then the positive
Okay.
also?
Yeah. So social skills, let's say you are the people's person.
Okay.
If I should use the word people's person, you just know how to get along with people, right? So maybe you learned it, or you do it subconsciously, right? And you notice that, okay, if you do this thing, this is how it works. So I give you an instance. Personally, I just know how to get along with people. I do. In the sense that if I know that,
Did you learn that or is it inherent?
um I think I learned it.
Okay.
Yes, I learned it. So that was, I can trace it back to when I was working with my boss, my former
Okay.
boss.
Okay.
And she's a nice person, but she has her own personality,
All right.
right?
All right.
Like how she behaves and all the rest. So she's this type that if she's talking, whether it's nonsense or not, right? Whether it's nonsense or not, you just have to keep quiet, right? And listen to whatever she's saying. No interruption. And then she as well expects that when she's talking, maybe she's rebuking you, you should cry.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So that shows that you're remorse.
Your remorse.
Yes. If you do not cry, she's not stopping. She's not ending it. She's not ending that
She's going to
conversation.
hit the nail on the head till she
Exactly.
sees tears. Wow.
So what we did as myself and my team members, right? Whenever we know that we're going to have such conversations, we try to cry. We fake it. We do. Just so that we can end that conversation. Yes. Because most times she pierces your heart.
Mm.
Right? Although she'll tell you, whatever I'm telling you is just for the sake of this job. You get more like, yeah, it's just within, or I want you guys to take these jobs as yours and the rest, which is, of course, she's pushing
Of
you,
course, of course,
stretching
of
you,
course.
but then again, it's affecting your emotional stability
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
rest. So, yes, that's one of the instances, right?
Okay.
So naturally, if I know that this is your kind of person, I'll if it's something I want, or maybe I want something from you, I'll flow. I will. Of course, we're in the African society where our parents will tell us, you know, you want to get something from this person, so you have
You
to
have
go down.
to
That's our culture here, right? So I'm saying that because of, I mean, we don't know
who
who.
might be
Yeah,
listening.
yeah. So here in the African system, the parents expect that if you want to get something from somebody, right, you have to go down, do whatever the person is saying. Once you get what you want,
Then you are
you,
off.
yeah, you back out. So
Wow.
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. And again, I want to ask: is there any role that this social skill plays in building up the nation in societal relevance? Is it something like that?
Oh yes, it does. Because human beings are interconnected,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
What I mean is that how I treat you would somehow affect how you
Treat
treat
other
another.
people.
Yeah. So that, let me borrow the words of Steve Jobs. You can connect the dots,
Okay.
like how I am treating you, right? So let's say I am working now, and then of course I have colleagues in the office, and they're asking me to do something. I'm the least, right? They're asking me to do something, but based on, let's say, my previous experience, okay,
Experiences.
good. I might want to bring that in, what I've known, like an old information,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
most times this will give me jobs that they're supposed to do it. So why are you giving it to me? So let's say I'm bringing in this mentality of do your job, like I'm
Mm.
paying you for this, do your
Do it.
job,
Yeah.
okay, do your job. And I'm saying it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because this
Yeah.
time around, I'm not saying it, I just accept it and I do it. That's why I said I can flow with people,
Okay.
okay? So, of course, they know that they're supposed to do their jobs,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
But this time around, I'm accepting it. So, let's say I grumble, I murmur, I lament, or probably say something because somehow I know, not like I know everything about each of them, but I just have little information
Information.
about them. And then I get to use that information against them, right? It somehow would affect them.
Okay.
And just like that, they might take that, pass it to their children or their spouse or other team members. Okay, so it will somehow affect,
Affect the
right?
growth of the
So
society.
when we talk of nation, right, nation is not just a big word. It didn't
Yeah.
just come out big. You
Yeah.
start from just two people.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
just that you are a nation, I am a nation.
Of
That's
course.
the
Of
truth.
course.
So if I can't manage or control whatever pressure that's coming from my end, and I pass it to you, definitely, if if you as well don't know how to manage, okay, control,
Mm-hmm.
or you don't know how to looking for the right word, like build relationship with people, right? You might just take it all out. So just like that, just like that. So you can always trace.
Okay.
It's possible you can always trace to why this person is doing
It's doing
this.
this.
Yeah, we do that in psychology,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
somebody's behavior, you can always, you ask, you probe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the more you ask, you can be like, okay, all right, so I see why you're exhibiting
Doing
this.
this.
Yes, I can see why. So if you follow that, of course, sure.
I mean, personally, I'm amazed. I'm amazed because well, I'm not the kind of person that believes I know everything.
Mm,
That's why I seek to listen attentively.
mm,
And I think I was reading something some years ago, and I saw something called active listening,
yeah.
and I recently I discovered that that's one of the social skills that's very
Mm,
important
yeah.
because you see in this society people do not really want to listen to whatever you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everyone is talking. We are all talking. Maybe if a thing happens now, everybody will jump into action. They will not really want to listen to whatever you are saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, as such, sometimes if this person by chance gets freed and then he goes to another place, he will also want to do that same thing. So what you are saying is really true,
Mm.
and I really really appreciate that. Okay, so the third thing is that are they um, causes? All
Mm.
right, are there causes of this? Is it that if I'm born into a family that displays, okay, that have the deficiency of this social skill, that in other words they don't have the ability to socialize well, is it that even though it's going to come into me subconsciously, is there a way of escape? Is there a solution to it? Like for instance, if I'm someone that's angry with life, I'm angry with everybody. I think no one loves me and all those stuffs, and because of that, I don't want to pay attention. Okay, whatever you want to say,
Mm.
is there a solution to it? Because I believe that there are some people that are really in this corridor, in this tight corner,
Mm.
and then sometimes they can't really express. Most times they cry to God for help, but
Mm.
yet they don't know the way out.
Mm.
So is there hope for someone like that?
Sure, there is. There is. So
Okay.
I'll still go back to environment,
Okay.
right? So what we were taught in school, right, is that, sorry, I'm always bringing in school,
No, oh, no, 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 no,
right?
no, you are
It's
free.
just to debunk the fact that when people say school are scam, right? Just tell you that you can gain
A lot,
things, right?
a lot.
Yeah, you can gain a lot in school. So you can always go back to the person's environment, and yeah, it's possible that you're born into a family where they lack that social skills, right? Right. This is very
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
Okay. So what can such a person do?
Do
First, it depends on the kind of people you mingle around with.
okay.
There's a saying that the first five
5 people
people, okay, that you're always with or you listen to, right, has a way of
influencing your
influencing you.
life.
Yeah. So first off, you need to do a check, like that personal check,
Okay.
right? Who are the five people, like people that I know that if I mingle around with, okay, right, these are what they do say. Not to say that you shouldn't cherish the moment that you
Okay.
had with these people.
Okay.
But if you really want to come out of it, right? Okay, if you really want to leverage on using social skills, okay, yeah, you have to deliberately work on it. Okay, so first five people in your life, and then as well, what do you listen to, right? The kind
Oh,
of, yeah,
oh, oh,
music.
oh,
Music
oh.
has a way of,
Shaping the mindset.
exactly.
Wow.
So the kind of music you
You
listen
listen
to.
to
So let's say someone who is always depressed, listening to sorrowful music.
uh-oh,
How do you expect that person to come
to be
out?
cheerful.
No, that's the truth.
Mm.
So what you listen to, uh, should I use the word? It's not really motivational speakers. I would want to say
Content.
content. Yes.
Because everyone is running
Yeah.
to create something,
Yes. Yeah. So what do you listen to?
Okay.
What do you give your
Yes,
ears,
too.
your eyes to? I mean, if you want to work on that, it's something that you have to be deliberate about and not just say it.
Okay.
But again, it has to do with the first five
5 people.
people, okay,
People
that you
around you.
always, yes, and then your environment. If you know that, of course, your environment is not helping, maybe your home, okay. So in situations where, let's say you're a teenager and you can't leave your house, because when I mean environment, could be your house,
Yeah.
okay. Of course, you're going to be meeting these people every day,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can try to be the odd one, if I should use the word odd.
Okay.
Yes. So let's say in your house, let me use my house, okay, for example. The way I was brought up, okay, no late nights.
Mm. Mm.
So that has been a part of me. You get.
No
So
late
I
nights.
frown at late
Late
nights.
nights. Okay.
So whether you're my friend, you're coming to my place,
No late nights.
come my house by 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Like I just have that fear, okay, that anything might just happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of course the country we're in, you can't really you're not certain.
That's how we
So
see it.
we're actually living our lives at risk
Risk.
here. Okay, because security wise it's
End
zero.
of.
Yeah. So now I have that, I always have that fear. And then I know I'm going to have kids tomorrow. I'll have people who live under me. And not just, I have to upgrade, because I know that these people, the nature of jobs might change tomorrow. Okay, where they're working and all the rest. So you need to put all that in your head that okay, these children, they probably might, their nature of job might require them to come back 9 p.m. or
Okay.
something. So how are you going to do? You have to adjust. Okay. So I mean, in that space, what I did, okay, was that I tried to make sure as a teenager, I tried to make sure that it's not like I was always going out.
Okay.
Okay, but whatever we're doing, and I know that time is going, I would have to tell whoever it is, please, I can't stay here for now.
For now.
Right? I even do that even in my church. Once it's 8 p.m., 8:30, I go and tell my HOD, sir, please, I'm going. So you will be like, yeah, Christian, shouldn't be scared.
Wow.
No,
Oh my God.
I'm going. Right? So you give me the rebuke over and over and over again, but
I'm
I try
going.
to make sure that whoever is in charge, okay, because you don't have to let this person, what's the word? You make it feel like this person is not worthy of that position. Okay, so you still have to go back to this. I would call it honor. Just honor that person. Okay. So even at my place of work, I know that most times, some of my colleagues who are higher than me might want to stay till like 6 p.m. Okay, and where I'm staying at school environment, nah. So I was just like, ma, please, sir, please. You just take the permission and then you go.
And leave.
So you can try to adjust. You can try to be the odd one. Hope I didn't talk for long.
No. Like, because no, you see, the reason why we are putting this on is so that we can correct the ideology of the
Okay.
people watching. Because as I said earlier, human beings are a reflection of what we know and what we do not. So when we act, at some point, is a result of the limitation in knowledge and ignorance.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't mind if we talk the whole day, because when I turn my eyes and then I see the life of someone who is watching changing, I have that happiness that someone is conforming to a superior ideology. Yes. So please. Okay. All right. That being said, uh, I want to ask, what's the role of individuals? It could be maybe parents or maybe superiors in helping their subordinates to conform, or maybe to help them to understand that social skill is something that's very vital in terms of relating with the environment around you. Because like the other day, I happened to be in a location I wouldn't mention, and then I was across, and then two guys were coming. I think the other one from this end and the other from this end, and their intention was to rob a woman. And because I've been in an environment where things like that go wrong before, so when I'm in an environment, my eyes are very sharp. And then I was the one who crossed. I crossed to the other end, and immediately I crossed to the other end, I break the kiki in a paper, and then I told the woman, "Okay, man, talk," and the woman entered, and then we passed. And would you say that what I displayed was social skill? Is because personally, I don't understand. I think I have been in this scenario where I help people to escape danger time and over, and sometimes I would like, what really happened, and is that a social skill or?
Yeah, being helpful, empathetic, because you had to put yourself in this person's condition. Okay, if it were me, right, how would I feel after this? Okay, because you have this traumatic experience.
Okay.
Okay, so I think you thought ahead, right, and you felt it. That's why you had to act out. So
Okay.
yes, that is a social skill.
Wow.
Right, it is. Like I said, social skills is the umbrella where you have the active listening, you have empathetic skills, you have there are so many, a lot of them. Okay, but I think it's just you making other people comfortable, right,
Around
wherever
you.
you are. So it could be as simple as chewing. Yes, chewing, when you're eating.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh. Are you
when you're
serious?
eating.
Are you serious right now?
Now, most times when you eat, like maybe in a social gathering,
Mm-hmm.
right, the way
Mm-hmm.
you eat can make the other person comfortable or not.
Wow.
Like when
Oh, really? I get
you
it now.
get,
Yes, I
so
get it.
someone will feel uncomfortable.
Mm, mm,
You
mm,
get,
mm.
or you are in a space and yeah, we know that nature happens to
Mm,
everybody,
mm.
and you probably want to, you have a running nose
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Not that having to,
It makes me
you get,
uncomfortable. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you get. So that is you being aware of your environment
Mm-hmm.
and trying as much as you can to make sure that the other person feels comfortable. That is it. So it's not just limited to you paying full
Tension.
attention, right? It's just you paying full attention and making me feel comfortable, right? Because if I'm talking and your eyes is there, your eye is there, I mean you're being distracted,
Yeah, yeah.
right? It would make me feel uncomfortable,
Comfortable, yes.
right? So all of that. So like I said, what you chew, like the way you chew, okay, the way you eat, the way you drink water.
Wow. As I'm drinking mine. Oh
So
my
you
God.
know this, the culture differs. You get, so you might travel out and there's a certain way you're supposed to do something,
Okay.
right? And you
Okay.
don't do it, especially how you're supposed to keep your cutleries,
Cutlery,
you
yeah.
have those kind
Yeah.
of stuff. So yeah, it's
Okay,
part of
so
it.
so are you in agreement with me that every profession that a person indulges in, there is that need to be equipped with the social skills?
Yes.
Or is it that there are really some professions that do not require social
No,
skill?
no, all
Okay, can you
professions
cite
here.
some examples?
All profession requires all of them because like I said, it's what those attitude behaviors you exhibit that makes people comfortable.
Okay,
So you could do that in that
wherever you are.
yeah, wherever you are. Okay, yes. So if you're in the tech space,
Okay,
okay,
okay.
you know that of course I know some persons are, should I use the word, they want to be alone, especially for the programmers and the rest.
Oh,
Yeah,
developers. Oh my God.
developers, yeah.
They take brothers and the sisters.
They want to be alone and the rest, but you just can't tell. Um,
The
maybe
effect.
you being a community person,
Okay,
if I should use that word,
okay.
a people's person, you're always reaching out to like, okay, how are you doing? Hope this code is not affecting
To
you
you.
and all the rest. How are you able to manage and the rest? You reaching out, okay,
Mm.
you're actually helping these people relax in this space, all right, and they're not feeling strange or nothing is feeling strange. So you're making them feel comfortable so that whenever they have an issue or
Mm.
a problem, they can always reach out to you.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, so that's it.
Wow. I mean, I have learned a lot. I have learned a lot, and I think I would have to, you have to reschedule, and then you come again, because from what I have heard from you, even someone who is a politician, a doctor, a nurse, like in every field, because it looks like the people that really exhibit the social skill are the public relations officers
Okay,
or people that are therapists,
okay.
because you know they have to listen and then trace the effects to a cause and all those stuff and all the stuff, because an average youth, an average Nigerian youth is not really interested in these things. He just wants to know whatever, however I can make money, no matter the effect I'm causing someone else. I just want to make sure I make money, and then
Okay.
at the end of the day we make the society a worst place, a worst place to be. So well, to the people watching you, would you, is there something that you would want to at least tip before we draw the
Okay,
curtain?
yeah, okay, yeah. So I would say that the fastest way
Okay.
for you to be anywhere you want to be or a closer step to your future, right? It's when you harness these skills.
Okay.
Yes,
Mm,
because when you're able to understand people, right?
mm,
You follow them. You exhibit these skills, right? You make them feel comfortable around you.
around you.
You don't know who you are making to feel comfortable. You just can't tell whether that's the dean or the HOD
Mm-hmm.
or the lecturer
Wow.
or
The governor,
the governor
the
or
president.
someone who is even related to them. You just cannot tell. So I would always say this to the average, those, let's say, the poor people,
Mm.
right? So if you really want to get high up here,
Mm.
okay, you need to learn to imbibe these skills, right? And you know that you don't have anybody. Maybe as a student, you're the only person, you're training yourself at the rest, okay? You need to learn the skills because it will help you, right? You just can't tell when it will. Try to be, try, don't be scared of your lecturers, if I should use that word,
Okay.
right? Yeah, we have this notion that if you're too close to your lecturers, there are some things, blah, blah, blah. No, at a distance,
Mm.
okay, try to get to know them, how it works, this one, just like
Is
that.
there something that might help you with stuff like that?
Exactly, just like that, and you just can't tell. So I won't say that I've gotten a contract from the federal government to work at the University of Uyo, but that was how I was able to get myself into working with the dean, right? Dean of my faculty.
Excellent.
So it's just how is work, ma? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do that? Just she wasn't a dean, she was
Okay.
my lecturer,
Okay.
first off.
Okay.
And I was just trying to be close to her. I admire her. I like her.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I was trying to be close to her and just like that. And because I was consistent and I never knew I didn't know her position in school and all the
Mm.
rest
Mm. Mm.
until she became a dean. And because I was so close to her, when an opportunity came out, she reached out to me. I was like, oh yeah, I'm available. And that was just it.
I'm available.
You get.
I'm available.
I'm available.
I'm available, please.
So please, try as much as you can. Of course, you're not going to reap the reward
The
now.
reward
Yeah,
now, yes,
that's
yes.
just it.
That's something that's it get people thinking. They say, I've done this for some months now.
Mm-hmm.
I've not seen the result. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I was way better. That
Mm-hmm.
time I was rude, I was bossy. But now that I'm being simple,
Yeah,
people
I
step on my
get.
toes and stuff like
True,
that.
true.
So it really means that being rude with people around you or making people uncomfortable is not the right
It's
way.
not.
It's not
It
the
is
right way.
not. It is not. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss
Thank you.
No
Thank you
Frank,
very much.
for having you on today's episode of
Thank you very
TALKBETA.
much.
All
Thank
right.
you.
For you all that are watching me wherever you are around the world, I hope you have heard and you've learned one or two things from what Miss Eno Frank had to say. I would encourage us that we do our best because I'm someone that believes that we can make society a better place. That's why we are doing what we are doing. The reason why we are doing these things is not to show off or not to maybe make you feel that we are around, right? So you can actually help us by sharing this video, right? Click the notification bell, subscribe, and like. Until we come your way again next time, I remain Dante Akpan. Thank you very much.
Ibomblog.com.